Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to do a quick video, 3 things I like and 3 things I don't like about the OnePlus 6. Now, before I dive in, quick disclaimer, I don't make money on YouTube. I don't do this for a living. As such, I bought this phone with my own money, and this is being recorded on an iPhone 7 Plus. So, quality's not going to be the best, I can tell you that from the get-go, but hopefully the information I can provide makes up for it. So, without further ado, let's dive in. First thing I don't like, we're going to start with dislikes and move into likes so we can finish on a high note. First thing I don't like is the notch. Now, I know, you can hide the notch, and I should have known it had a notch before I bought it, which I did. I know somebody's going to say that. But here's the thing. When you hide the notch, when you slide down from the notification shade, it is gray there at the top. Kind of just breaks the immersion. That's a term from assuming a lot of you guys have played video games. But I was somebody who wasn't necessarily against the notch. I just thought, you know what, if I can turn the notch off, then that's fine. It'd be like it's not even there, and for the most part that's correct, but what I've learned is the phone is so much taller, because that is still part of the display. If anywhere except Nova Launcher, Nova Launcher you can just slide down like that. You have to kind of shimmy your hand up the phone to touch it, to get to the notch. So, and slide down your notification shade, which, I mean, you do when you think about it, you do that all the time. So it's just annoying. Maybe it's not a huge deal for you, maybe it's not a deal breaker for you. My wife, I'm 6'1", and I don't have huge hands, but I think that my fingers are kind of long. My wife's like 5'3", and she didn't see this as an issue when she was using the phone, because she was like, well, no, my hands are small. So whenever I use my phone, I'm using it with 2 hands anyway. And she's got an iPhone 8 Plus right now, so she doesn't use swipe or SwiftKey or anything like that. So she's used to using the phone with 2 hands. So for her, when she was using this, that wasn't a negative. She just kind of accepted, no, I got to use it with 2 hands. So if that's you, if you got smaller hands and that's your reality, it may not be a deal breaker for you. But for me, it was an annoyance. Next thing, fingerprint scanner. I don't know if it's more the size of it or the shape, but the fingerprint scanner being this small, being this small / being an oval, just doesn't work well. This is the least accurate fingerprint scanner that I have had, and that's not an exaggeration. Granted, the most recent phones I've had over the past couple years, 6S Plus, 7 Plus, 8 Plus, Mate 10, Mi Mix 2S, and this guy. It's accurate when you get it right, but there we go. What happened more often than not, I guess my finger would be like sliding over it, which just happened there, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. It's just not accurate. It doesn't get my finger right the first time. Now, it could be me training myself touching it or whatever, I don't know. It just hasn't worked well. And I did use it as my primary phone for about 3 weeks. I am returning it, so I did give myself time to try to get used to it. It just never happened, unfortunately. So I've had it for about 3 weeks, which leads me into my third dislike, customer support / RMA process. I've had it for 3 weeks and I'm still able to return it because the RMA took so damn long to return the phone. To do a return, it is an RMA. So I'm assuming anybody that has issues with the phone or wants to return the phone or needs a repair or whatever, because it does have a 1-year warranty on it, you're going to go through something similar. Now, I won't rehash the full history of OnePlus and the OnePlus One and how awful that RMA situation was, but it wasn't good. And granted, I can return it. It's just taking them forever. So that's more of a gripe with me than anything, because now instead of that, $600 getting canceled out on my credit card, I'm going to have to pay for the phone and then get refunded on my next statement, basically. And, I mean, that's just annoying, because they're so slow. But they did accept the return, so there's that. Take that one with a grain of salt if you want. This is just my experience with it. So, before moving into the likes, recap the dislikes: notch, fingerprint scanner, customer support / RMA process. Now, what I like about the phone, performance, and everything that you've heard, they advertise it as the speed you need. The thing is quick. I'm not going to do any benchmarks or goofy stuff like that. I'm not going to switch between apps because I'm probably going to click something I I shouldn't click and expose, personal information like my friend's phone number or something like that, something dumb. But it's quick. I don't know how much I can attribute to OnePlus. I don't know how much I can attribute to the Snapdragon 845, but the phone is fast. Yeah, my Mi Mix 2S also has an 845, Snapdragon 845, equally as quick, no lag, just like the OnePlus 6. So I don't know. If you want stock Android, this is what you're gonna get. This is the first phone that I've owned that I didn't have to turn down the animation effects. For those that don't know, developer options, you can have the animation effects to make your phone feel faster. This is the first phone I haven't done that with because it felt that quick already. So props to OnePlus for that. Second thing, dash charging. Now, dash charging, my only complaint with it is you have to buy a proprietary charger. Now that kind of sucks because if you're like me, you want one at home and at work. But it is super quick. Now my Huawei Mate 10, the battery was 4,000 milliamp hours instead of 3,300, so an extra 700 milliamps. I don't know if that's why this charges faster, because it feels like they're about the same. But dash charging is no joke, super quick. Matter of fact, the reason that I have two chargers, one at home and one at work, is because I don't plug my phone in overnight anymore. I just plug it in for an hour and a half during the day, and yeah, that's sufficient. So yeah, dash charging is awesome. Third thing, software updates. So Android Authority just put out an article to kind of confirm this for me. They didn't do the article for me, but to confirm it, what I was thinking. OnePlus is one of the fastest manufacturers of getting out software updates. They're not the fastest. I think that crowned with the Sony, but I think OnePlus was top 5. What probably won't surprise you, Samsung wasn't in the top 10, I don't think. But yeah, software updates have been quick. Now, one thing I do want to show you, because this just happened, I got this update this morning actually. I'll have to jump into my settings to actually show you better. You see there at the top? Let's see if I can focus the camera in on here. Sorry if I bump it, because I'm going to. There at the top, 32%, no battery icon. Now, when they released this phone, people were complaining, myself included, because just like the iPhone 10, it only showed a battery icon, no percentage up there. You could display the percentage, but displayed next to the icon, not inside the icon, like Huawei does. I don't know what other manufacturers do that, but I like that, that setup. So OnePlus came out and said, all right, guys, we heard you. This feature will be added in the next software update. Not a future software update, the next software update. And sure enough, there it is. So got to give them props for that. That's a big plus. If you don't care about the notch, but you want to actually see your battery percentage, as I'm sure most people do, then major win there. Now, honorable mention for things that I like, this notification slider over here, if I can even get that in the video. It's cool, 3 modes, sound, silent, vibrate. If you're coming from an iPhone and you want stock Android but don't want to pay $1,000 for a Pixel, because let's be honest, who wants to pay $1,000 for stock Android? I know I don't, that's what ROMs are for. But that's a cool little feature there. Didn't make my top 3 because, it's Android, right? It's Android, so you can slide down from the top and mute your notifications, basically. And as I'm saying, I don't think I have that toggle on here. I've got it on my Mi Mix 2S, but apparently not on my OnePlus. And there's always the volume rockers to turn it down all the way. But it is what it is. It is something cool, but to have it, it's not a make or break for me. That's why it doesn't make my top 3. But it is something that's cool to be there. And this is, I kept this in here just for a little nice effect. This is the case that they include. This is the matte black version, so it's kind of a black, silicone case. It is cool they do that. I'm not patting them on the back for that, because every Chinese phone that I've bought, OnePlus, Huawei, Xiaomi, they all do that. If you don't think that OnePlus is Chinese, they are. They're Oppo, basically. So anyway, that's something for another video. But to recap, things I don't like: the notch, the fingerprint scanner, and the customer support, which you can take as the RMA process. Things I like: performance, dash charge, software updates, and an honorable mention can go to that little switch there on the side. But anyway, guys, I hope that this helps. the biggest takeaway, like I said again, just to hit it one more time, would be that notch. If you're on the fence about it, just keep that in mind. If you think that you can turn it off and that makes up for it, then that's the boat I was in. That wasn't the case for me. Something to think about before spending your money, because several $100 is still several $100. So anyway, guys, I hope that helped out. I'll catch you all later. Thanks for watching.